Hi there, this is Emily and we're doing 16.5 exercises. We're going to do question number 5, and then it starts with the curl and the divergence of the vector field. So we will need the equation for curl, which is curl F equals del cross F. It's an ugly del, sorry. So this tells us that we'll need to have our setup for doing the cross, and then we will add in our partial derivatives with respect to x here, respect to y, respect to z. And from here we will put in our I component, and then our J, and then our Z. Make sure this is all correct. Okay, and so now we can actually get everything in order. And so for I, we ignore this first column. We're just looking at J partial derivative with respect to Y of Z 1 plus Y minus, I guess we'll put parentheses there, the K column, which is partial derivative with respect to Z of, going this way now, okay. So important thing here, put your I hat, easy to forget. Also your negative sign for your J. And so for J, we ignore the J column. We start with this. Partial derivative with respect to x of all the way over here, Z over 1 plus Y minus all the way over here now, partial derivative with respect to Z of, sorry I'm running out of room, 1 plus Z, close bracket, and I'm just going to put my J hat here, plus the K, so we ignore the K column and we just do start here, go this way, partial derivative with respect to x of Y over 1 plus x minus this J going here, partial derivative with respect to Y. And finally K hat. And so we are almost done, but now we have to do partial derivatives of all this mess. So I will start here. The guy on top just stays there, but we have to remember that this bottom one is really like this. This is the same thing, so this just comes over here and then minus another 1, so we have negative in the front squared. And so once you do this one, it's the same format for literally all of them, so you can just cruise right on down the line here, except we notice here this is Z, there's no Z in here, so we'll just leave it alone and then put your I and then move on. Remember your negative sign here, and we're doing, okay, so there's no X here, just cross out the ones like that, but this is a Z, and there is a Z. Great. Okay, so we'll just do it the same as the other one. Put your negatives, 1 plus squared, and don't forget your component. You will regret it if you do not add your components. It's a lot of work. And then here we are. We have same thing. We have our x. This is good. 1 plus x squared. And then they're looking for y here. No y. Ignore it. So we can just leave it like this. And now we can do the divergence of the vector field. And so divergence of the vector field is easier and it's similar, so it can be tricky. So essentially you're just doing partial derivatives with respect to x. This is kind of the setup, the go-to setup, but unlike cross product, which I keep putting minus, but it's positive, so don't be like me. Yep, partial with respect to z here. It's ugly. And so now we're just filling everything in. And then at the end we're like adding it all together, which is not, which is different from the example above where you kept it in the component form. And so just keep in mind that they're similar, but at the end the curl has the components and the divergence of the vector field does not have components. There should be no ijk. Okay, so now we're just inputting things. And we have x here. Just call this 0 for now. Oops, I'm reading the wrong problem. So sorry. That was another video. My bad. Okay, so this is the one we're doing, which I need to erase that. Okay. Back in business. Okay. So now we're just putting in our correct partials here. Plus x, 1 plus y. So essentially for this one, once you do the one, pretty much applies the rest of them, just like the other questions. So take the partial with respect to x here. So partial with respect to x, this is really x to the 1/2. You bring it down, and this is minus, so this becomes negative 1/2. So guess what? Square root's in the bottom now, and then times 1 plus z. So kind of ugly looking, but now we know everything's the same ugliness, essentially. Sorry for this horrible music. I just selected something random and it's like the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. Okay, so let's double check. This looks like this is the answer. Hopefully this is the answer. And there we go.